One Piece. Chapter 1146 brings us back to Elbaf, but this time the tension is heavier than ever. It's not just about Straw Hats versus the enemies, it's about power, control, and the slow reveal of how deep the world government's grip really goes. And standing at the center of it all is Gunko, a holy knight whose presence alone is terrifying. The chapter begins with Nami, Usopp, Jinbei, Brook, and Colin encountering Gunko in full. At first there's confusion. For the Straw Hats, this is the first time they're seeing the full scale of what's really going on. The kidnapping of the Elbaf children, the orders to send them to Mary Joyce. We as readers know this has been happening, but for the crew, it's all falling into place right now. We momentarily cut to Frankie and Ripley's side of the story. The nightmare monster has been defeated off-screen. Frankie's radical beam took it down. Oda doesn't linger here long, and it's likely because this battle wasn't the real focus. The threat of the Holy Knights is. Back to Gunko. It's confirmed here that she's not just some elite soldier. She's a holy knight, possibly even a celestial dragon god. Her title is different from the other knights, and that's worth noting. While most of them have clear affiliations or heraldic rankings, Gunko remains ambiguous. Nami tries to strike Gunko with Thunder Shark Tempo using Zeus, and it looks like it connects. But Gunko redirects the attack using what she calls her arrow fruit. The technique bends the lightning's trajectory midair, and it doesn't just fizzle out, it hits back with full force. Then Usopp gets serious. He launches one of his exploding stars, and surprisingly, it works. It blows off a chunk of Gunko's torso. This is surprisingly a huge W Usopp, as his attacks rarely ever work. Moments later, Gunko regenerates her upper body instantly, just like the Gorosei back on Egghead that we've seen. No hesitation, no reaction, her body just reforms. Here's where the speculation kicks in. Gunko's arrow-based fruit ability shares strange similarities with Imu's trajectory-based attacks we saw during the destruction of Lulusia. Could she be a direct creation of Imu, or was she given power the same way the Gorosei were? This chapter quietly raises the possibility of a training arc. We've seen characters grow mid-battle before, but maybe after Elbaf, we get a formal regroup where Usopp, Nami, and Chopper train for the final war. Gunko then makes one of the most ominous statements we've heard in a while. The world was supposed to disappear quietly. That's terrifying. It implies that the entire war wasn't even meant to happen. Knowledge like that held by Clover, Olvia, Vegapunk disrupted that silence. She warns that a great war is about to engulf the world, and then comes the craziest part. Whoever the giants side with will determine the outcome. That's how important Elbaf is to this arc, and to the endgame of One Piece. And then there's Summers. He absolutely destroys Saul using his thorn fruit, spiked vines, and a weapon that turns into a thorn club. It's brutal, and Saul stands no chance. He collapses, bleeding, while whispering for Robin and Chopper to stay hidden. Chapter 1146 is doing a lot. We're seeing just how terrifying the Holy Knights are, not just in power, but in strategy. The giants are being manipulated, the Straw Hats are getting overwhelmed, and the mystery behind Gunko and the regeneration powers deepens. Let me know what you think. Is Gunko connected to Imu? Will Usopp finally get a major power-up? And is a giant civil war coming to Elbaf? Additionally, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button and subscribe for next week's Chapter 1147 review. We're just getting started.